here we go. We are live. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. My second camera is having issues. My second camera is having
difficult.
issues. My second camera is having
it backwards.
There we go. Oh, there we go. We are live from Hamilton and Wheeling, North Carolina, where it is cold, rain. Well, it's not actually cold. It's medium temperature. Warm for January, the end of January. But it's raining and foggy and crappy out. There might be snow. They keep threatening snow at us, but haven't seen anything. This is episode
coming up.
4-9. Next week will be the half-century mark. Oh, we should have been doing it. We should have been doing it in Roman numerals like the Super Bowl. What's wrong with us?
Change it.
We could, starting at 50. We could go with that. We could do that.
Give it a shot.
I'm not giving you 5 guesses yet. There we go. So there we go. Welcome everyone. It is episode 49 of Coffee Talk. We have another stellar episode. But first, big news in the Lowe household. Little Lowe is flying the coop.
Yep. Congratulations are in order. My daughter's going to college.
Is that sleepaway college, or can she live at home and just commute?
Nope, it's sleepaway. It is sleepaway. It is live on campus. It is start to become an adult.
She'll be living in the dorm. She's gonna be partying.
She's already like linking up with girls. They have this like page where they can try to find roommates, and so she's been talking with all these other girls that are all excited, and they're all trying to get to know each other, and so it's exciting for her. It's a good time.
The school doesn't do that?
You can request roommates if you find people that you want to room with. If not, they put you in a pool and they put you with somebody.
You're not shelling out the extra coin so she can have her own private room?
No, thank you.
That doesn't seem fair.
Well,
that does
Jeff,
not seem the fair.
Not everything in life is fair. This is going to be a really hard lesson learned.
She's got to have a roommate.
She's got 3 roommates.
There's 4 in a room?
Yeah. Well, it's not one room. It's 2. It's like 2 rooms that share one bathroom. So it's like
not one of them.
Instead of having like one bathroom for a whole floor.
Those are fun.
It's cool.
Those are fun.
She's excited, man. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited for, I went to college. College and I did not get along very well. I have just always wanted my kids to go to college, for the experiences and for what will set them up for, future endeavors. So,
and why not Duke? A much better school.
Well, Duke is a private school. It's pretty expensive, and you got to have some pretty decent repertoire to get in there. So,
or just be a star athlete, or just be a star athlete.
Duke is they've got different things. I mean, she wants to get into like healthcare, so they don't have like a healthcare program. So it's good. Looking forward to seeing how it's going to go, and then we got one more couple years to go, and we're done.
That's it. You and Carly can bugger off to Florida.
Punch out. I'm not going. I would never go to Florida.
Don't worry. They will move. They will move back home because they always do. Because they can't afford to live anywhere else, so they'll be moving back home.
And we'll be here for them.
And they'll be 30 and living at home, and they'll be like,
I was.
Can't you go find a boyfriend and get the hell out of here? Get the hell out of my house. Why?
Oh, man, my parents saved my tail. So if it wasn't for my parents, we would have been in a really rough shape. So it's been for a few years and let us get it back on our feet.
There you go.
Young decisions, Jeff. Not understanding financial responsibility, and not understanding how the game is played. Credit is an amazing thing if it's used responsibly.
It's true.
So,
yeah. Pickle Mac's studying accounting, and he's learning compound interest. And I said, you're going to love it in your savings account. You're going to hate it in a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Campbell. Big shout out to Bruce Campbell. Big shout out to Bruce Campbell. Shout out to Crow Reza. And, of course, shout out to Mr. Bayram, who joined three of them joined me last night as we were playing.
That's awesome.
We were playing the Unshrouded.
Is it un or n?
Enshrouded. I keep calling it the wrong thing.
Enshrouded.
Because there's these little areas you go into, and they're called shrouds.
Called the shroud, right?
Yeah, and you get enshrouded. Yeah.
That's cool. It looked really fun when I was watching Crow. So.
Yeah, it's just your typical crafting,
like that
crafting,
right now,
building.
The story goes a long way in that type of setting, though. If you're like advancing towards something, if it's just like total sandbox game where you're just building, they're a dime a dozen. But the story, like talking about the shroud and stuff, that sounds cool.
Yep, and you got things to do, and you got to go, and you got quests to do, and that unlocks stuff. And I really wanted the larger backpack, and so we had to do this mission, which Crow, I probably agree with him, thinks we were probably not well equipped. We're probably not skilled enough to do that. We probably jumped it a little too soon, but we got there in the end.
Well, I told you, I've been playing Power World with my son this weekend. We started our own world when Friday night, maybe it was Friday night. Maybe it was Saturday night. I can't remember, but we've gotten up to like level 20 right now. It's been fun. My son doesn't play games with me anymore, and we were talking about that when we were playing. I was like, "This is probably the most fun you've had playing with me in a long time." He said, "Yeah, probably since Minecraft." Dude, that was like 8 years ago. It's so sad because I don't play Fortnite and I don't play some of the other games that he and his group play. We did Stadia for a long time. He wouldn't touch it, so it was cool to be able to play with him. And he said to me at one point, he was like, for everybody talking about Power World and Pokemon, like Pokemon's never had a game like this. I thought that was a bold statement. Coming from him, 15, he's grown up with Pokemon his whole life. So, anyway, we'll talk about that later. Yeah.
No, we're like Bruce says in the chat, a little bit of everything. A little bit of, we built a second house because you find these survivors. You got your blacksmith and your dudes that help you, farmer and carpenter. And
so you can bring people in like the Lego one to your area.
Yeah, you have to go. That's part of that's what you have to do. It's part of the game. You got to go and save these.
You got to go find them.
You got to go find them. You got to save them, and then they go to work for you.
I didn't know that when I was watching y'all.
We hadn't gotten that far yet, but we built them a little house. We stuck them off in their little house, and Bruce, we figured out the little blue chests are the way to go. We discovered the little blue chests. You build your camp and then you extend your camp, which we've done. We've extended that as far as we can. We went to the level 4, which is as far as you can go at the moment. And then it's still early access, and so. We found the edge of the world. If you look at the map, it's got a border. It's got a defined border. And then we went and I stepped over. I go, what's this? I step over. It goes, you're outside of the early access area. We're like, okay, back in we come. So we found the edge of the world, but it said this is not, this is the end of early access. We think it's going to open up more once it, full release. And so, anyways, we're just chugging along, and we're just chugging along, and we're enjoying it. I said last week, I just don't have time to dig into a game. I'm just and over since Wednesday when I got it, Wednesday 35. I'm like
you played it 4 days.
I'm like 30 hours in. I was like 30 hours in. Now, what's different than this game with Power World is if you build your own separate world, you can then bring stuff into another world. So what we've discovered
your
is
character goes with you.
No, and your stuff. So,
but like that character account, whatever he has with him or she has with him will go.
Yes, in his backpack, yes. So we discovered that we're sometimes low on certain resources. So we bounce back over to our world, collect those resources, and then bring them into the other world. So we're kind of cheating a little.
Bending the rules.
And Bruce and Crow in their own little world were leveling up their characters, getting XP and stuff by just, again, rerunning the missions. And I built my own little sandbox, and that's what I was doing. I was out collecting resources, bringing them in and shoving them in. And so we had them. So we had them ready to go and stuff like that. So yeah, we
It's definitely better when you're doing those types of games with a team and you got multiple people trying.
I couldn't do. I couldn't do. I would have quit.
You would. It would just take you a hell of a lot longer, right?
Correct. That's correct. And we're getting to the point where there's we're getting more challenging bad guys. They're higher level, so it takes 3 or 4 of us to, it takes there's one bad guy and sometimes he just one-shots us and we're dead. And, and then someone's got to come save us. And there's 2 or 3 of us shooting at the guy. And it's
my son was watching some of those TikToks about some of the, like, you can capture this boss, you can capture that boss. So we were like off doing that stuff, getting these super strong characters that I'm not the level to use them. So they're like leveled down for me. So, but he was having fun with that. So, no, it's good. It's nice to hear people playing games and not bitching about them. And
well, they're still doing that. I still see a ton of that. But in the other circles I travel, I see a lot of people griping about the games and this and that. 2023 had a lot of games. And see, I'm different than everybody else because I wasn't. Well, probably, but and see, I'm dug into this game, so I'm just going to play this till the end. Whereas a lot of people are juggling 2, 3, 4, 5 games, right? Sure, Monday nights I got my community stream and we do Red Dead. Well, that doesn't count. And Wednesday we're going to be driving trucks with Sierra. Looks like Doc's going to jump in, probably Bayram.
Nice.
We're doing that. So that doesn't really count. Friday nights I'm still doing retro. Still doesn't count, right? So at least this gives me something else to sort of dive into. And stuff. So Tuesday, Thursdays, I'm just gonna log a bunch of hours and keep playing it. I don't have other games that I'm trying to juggle, right? So, whereas some people, they're like they got 3 or 4 or 5 games they're trying to juggle,
right?
So, but
I play Rocket League just about every day still, but that's
still
I'm insane. Yeah, I just love it so much, Jeff. I just love it so much.
There you go.
I can't help it.
Well, let's get the show. Let's get on with the show, as they say.
You called it already. We're in episode 49, and tonight got a couple of things we want to talk about here. A lot of news going on with Microsoft, some highs and lows. We'll just kind of talk through some of that. There's been a massive scoring surge in the NBA. Some big total game numbers put up. Talk about that, and then the WWE's got a little bit of a problem going on. So we'll touch on that. A couple things we're not going to talk about, though. We're not going to talk about Lamar Jackson because
can we talk about Sheila Ford Hemp going just down and firing Dan Campbell? Did she just walk right down there and say, "Take the bus home"? Like, not even don't get on my plane. Take the damn bus home. Harsh. There's a Greyhound ticket. Take the bus home. I don't want you in my building again. Dan Campbell. Where are you? Let me. Dan Campbell. Take the points. Stop this 4th down going for not. You would have beat us if you hadn't have done that. But no, you had to go 4th down. You missed 6. You left 6 points on the table. How much did you lose from us by? Right. Tonight, 2 chances. Could have kicked points. That's 6 points. How much did you lose by? 4.
Jeff, they just got to the NFC Championship game. I don't think he deserves to be fired. This is the Detroit Lions we're talking about.
Someone clip that. Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that.
We're not going to talk about Edmonton's amazing winning streak, even though
they're Canadian. Let's talk about them. Yeah. All right.
We're not going to talk about the Academy Awards. I know you're very heated about the Academy Awards. There's some stuff going on, but we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about Mark Cuban and DEI. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just follow Mark Cuban on X. He's in a lot of conversations about DEI.
My issue with the Academy Awards and all of those awards shows, I've never watched any of the movies.
No.
I don't watch any of the movies.
You watched Barbenheimer.
I have not. I have not.
The Barbenheimer.
I have not.
Well, it was announced, when was this, Monday? Was it Monday? No. Wednesday?
Yeah, sometime
Tuesday?
this week.
One of those days.
Sometime this week.
Microsoft joined Apple as the only other company to cross the $3 trillion mark for market share value.
Mm-hmm.
Big news, right? Big news. Apple and Microsoft, head-to-head, massive companies. Is it ironic that at the same time, big tech was partnering with the U.S. government new AI research program? And I've been following this account here, Unusual Whales, for a while now. And a couple of folks in that picture, I'm not going to say any names, have been doing a lot of trading with NVIDIA. Okay. A lot of moving with NVIDIA. So to see them in this was not surprising to me. A lot of selling off, a lot of stuff going on. There always is. This page here keeps up with a lot of that stuff.
Cool.
But then there was the news that about 1,900 people were being let go through the Microsoft game conglomerate.
Yep.
A lot of projects were obviously canceled. A lot of this was on the Blizzard side, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
They had most of it was on the Blizzard side.
They had an open world. They had an open world game they were planning.
Yep. Shelved.
Done.
It was like 6 years, right? 6 years. Like 2017.
Something like that.
Yeah. So crazy news. I mean, we talk about this week in and week out. I feel like all this, layoff in the tech world, and you had slid this over to me. Just
this week was crazy.
List. Yeah. Just and this isn't everything. This isn't even everything. This is just that's a lot of numbers. I was just talking to my son
like I said to you midweek in our midweek meeting. I said, I just can't keep up. I just can't keep up with like every time I look around, there's another company, some you never heard of, but another company is laying, another gaming company, another this, another that, and they're all blaming the pandemic and the run up on the pandemic, and it looked like everybody was staying at home, and this work from home is going to be a thing, and more people were going to be gaming, so they kind of ramped up, and then it kind of all went back to sort of normal. I know a lot of people where they're all back in the office 5 days a week, where the work from home was going to be permanent, and it's not anymore. I know some people that are still 1, 2, 3 days a week work from home or work from the office, but right, you have a different job, so yours was not. It has nothing to do with, even if there was no pandemic, you would still be working from home. So
trust me, I would like to be out doing some traveling around, and my job would actually benefit from it, but they just don't want to spend money on travel right now. In my case, so hopefully at some point, because I do need to get out and be able to teach and help and support and all that stuff.
Now, we talk about Twitch cutting 35% of their workforce. Now, on the plus side, for people like Ray and other huge Twitch streamers, they announced that the Partner Plus program is just going to become the Plus program. And so anybody who is, so an affiliate or partner, if you get, the 100 subs, you get 60-40. If you get 350, you get the 70-30. So that's opened up. So Ray was just, so that just opened up. Ray is not a partner. He's an affiliate. Great for Ray. This is perfect for Ray. Ray can now really pump getting the Twitch subs, and he can get the 60-40 split.
I was talking to my son about all the tech layoffs, because he's been talking about, what he might want to do with his life, right? And tech is always, it's been a big push for a long time to get people into tech. But you look at these numbers, you look at all these people that are now without a job. And if all these other, areas where these people would work are also cutting back, that puts a lot of people into a pool for a very limited number of spots for the types of things that they do. And this forces people to have to go out and find new paths and new careers and have hardships. And so it sucks, man.
It does.
It's not a good thing. You sent me this one as well. Salesforce. Salesforce is a huge, huge mover and shaker in the commercial space for sure. With all their software. So another 700 there. So tens of thousands of people have lost a job over the last 14 months. I'd go back to Christmas of 22.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And, well, I have a feeling we're going to see more and more of this. Unfortunately, I have a feeling that people we know are probably going to be impacted by this.
Probably
kind of downsizing of things, especially as AI tools start to be integrated more. Everybody's jumping on this AI bandwagon. You kind of need to, or else you'll fall behind, right? Like if you don't keep up with the trends, if you don't keep up with technology, you fall behind. But
it's true.
It is a little disconcerting to see it be able to take away some things that people could do. So.
Now, I've watched a few people, and I don't know if they're right or not, but they're saying the trend on YouTube this year is going to be away from the automated AI, because that was the big thing in 21, 22. Even if you do a Google search, YouTube automation, faceless screens making millions of views and thousands of dollars, just click, 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 automate. People are getting away from that. People don't want to watch that nonsense anymore. They want, podcasts like ours. They want long form. I see people making 30, 40 hour, 3 hour long videos. I actually started to watch the 3 hour long video. It was a 3 hour long video. CoffeeZillas are all, huge, things. So that's, I think 2024, that's going to be the trend. So I think they're going to.
Mr. Beast is going straight to X now, right?
He did go to X. Stuff. He did it as a trial. We didn't really.
It was
we
a
didn't
10-minute
really
video, and it was
it was the same video that he put out on YouTube. So it wasn't a new video. It was he just took one of his other ones and he wanted to compare it.
I just meant that it was like a 10-minute video. That's a big.
Yes.
You don't see a chunk like that usually. You see a 3-minute video on TikTok or whatever, right?
Correct. And so, and he really wanted to see how the ad revenue was going to come through. And he made a some coin on it. But he also said, hey, I think people, when they saw I was doing a video, they advertised on it. So he thinks the number was overinflated because people wanted to be, they knew people were going to watch his video, so they wanted an ad in his video.
Crazy to be able to have that standing that he does with where he's at, where he's gotten himself to just do something to try it. I'm just gonna try this out and see what happens.
Now there's a rumor floating around. Somebody found or it was enabled for them in one of their early betas. TikTok is moving to 30-minute videos. So right now I can do a 15-minute video on TikTok. I think it's 15.
Right.
10 or 15? 15. They're moving to 30 minutes. So they're moving away from the short, 30-second, that's still their bread and butter. Yes. But they're slowly adding 5 minutes. Even when I make a video, it says, videos that are more than a minute do better. Hint, hint. So they're moving. So I bet you in a short period of time, we're going to be able to create 30-minute videos. So then you'll see Mr. Beast doing a 30-minute video on TikTok and just seeing how that goes. So
I won't be watching a 30-minute video. I can tell you that. That's a sitcom, Jeff.
I know.
Oh,
I know. And yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. And another big trend I read was a lot of people are, and my analytics does support this a little bit. Is that people are watching it on their TVs. So when I look through the stuff and I see, and it tells me where people are, some of it is television based, which I guess that's why Rudiggs is leading the pack and putting the chat on the screen, because if people are watching it on their TV, they can then see the chat. Although on my TV, I have the chat up, but anyways, whatever. So anyways, yes, layoffs, bad, boo. Workers unemployed, boo. So
how about we transition here from layoffs to layups?
Ooh,
that was pretty good. That was a pretty good segue. I'm not gonna lie.
That was.
The other night, this was the 22nd. So was this Monday night? I think it was Monday night. It was the anniversary of Kobe scoring 81 against who, Jeff?
No.
Wasn't it the Raptors? Pretty sure it was
Was
the Raptors.
the Raptors?
Was it the Raptors?
I don't know. Maybe. I thought it was the Warriors.
I thought it was the Raptors because I thought Jalen Rose was guarding them.
Jalen Rose? I don't think Jalen Rose was guarding anybody.
Was he not a Raptor? All right, so what team was it then?
Man, I don't know.
Can I think of it?
Pacers? I don't know. Could have been the Raptors.
All right, anyway. Kobe scored 81.
There you go.
There you go. Was it the Kings?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm all over the place right now. Anyway, Kobe
Where's
scored
Purple?
81.
Purple would know. If Purple was still here, she would tell us.
For not knowing that too.
She is. She is.
So Joel Embiid scores 70. Karl Anthony Towns scores 62. Right, same night. Kobe scored 81. That's amazing. 70 points, 62 points. It's a lot of damn points, Jeff, especially for a big man, right? Especially in this age where it's 3-point ball, 3-point ball, 3-point ball. Both of these guys do hit threes, by the way, so they did. Mm-hmm. And then a couple nights later, Luka Doncic drops 73. All right, so his 73. There's only two other people that have scored 73, like exactly 73 before Wilt Chamberlain, David Thompson. So I've been watching a lot about this, a lot of conversation about this topic here for the past couple of days. And when you break down some of the tape and you look especially at Luka Doncic's game, like there's just not a lot of defense being played on him on some of those plays. He's able to go past like three guys and just go make a layup, right?
He's a big boy.
He is a big boy. But the point that I think a lot of people are trying to make is that defense is a lot different in the NBA than it is in college. In college, it's very much a team shift kind of game all the time. There's no ISO plays, things like that. The NBA is a little bit different. And so these guys are getting paid a lot of money. They're entertainers. They're meant to put on a show. And when somebody gets hot, because he was making some shots that were pretty incredible. They were just going in. Do you kind of just let the guy have his night? So that's been a talk. My question to you is, do you think that these guys are just really good and had a really good night? Because we don't see a lot of these high scoring games as frequently as that. Or do you think this is just kind of like a freak thing?
I think that people like scoring. And so when there's been football games and they're like, that Super Bowl sucked. Why? It was a great defensive battle and the team won 10-7. That sucked. There was no scoring. So people like scoring. People like a lot of action, right? Us who enjoy the game and understand the game appreciate the offense, the defense, the special teams, the guys coming off the bench, whatever this or that, right? What would be more entertaining, a 0-0 soccer game or a 4-3 soccer game?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right? Whereas, so if the game was 98-95 over 48 minutes, okay, or even less. But if it's 140-138 and there's a lot of scoring, so I think it has to do with that. I think the players and that are trying to appease they want it to be more exciting. So more scoring is more exciting because that's what people want to watch. If nobody scores for 3 or 4 minutes,
yeah.
What else is on? What else is on? And then I'm going to go back. Oh, look, they scored 3 points, and I just watched half an episode of Coffee Talk. Okay, let me go back. Right. Whereas, yeah. So that is my opinion. It's the fans' fault. It's because they want scoring.
Their field goal percentage was all pretty decent, pretty high. Considering it's not like they shot like 30% and scored 73 points. They weren't just chucking a bunch of shots.
Yep.
So I think that's probably the biggest point to follow on. Like, hey, these were just really good games. These guys just all maybe, just took it to another level.
Maybe.
Basketball is basketball. There's always people that are trying to compete. Anybody can have their day. How many times have we seen guys from lower leagues or those one-shot guys get signed to a 10-day contract that stick through, things like that. So it's pretty good. I don't know, 73.
Oh yeah, Reed makes a good point. It was a pitcher's duel. It was 1-0 because they won in the 10th inning. It was a pitcher's duel. Yeah, how you're not watching that. You're flipping away from that. You're not.
Some people if it's you're right. The majority.
If it's 14-12 and there's runs every inning.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, Reed makes a good point in baseball. That was a good point. Right. So.
Well. There was also big news this week, Jeff. Started in a good way. Found out that Monday Night Raw is going to be on Netflix coming next January. Big deal. The Rock is involved. He got his name back in the deal. His trademark to The Rock.
That's not how I looked at it.
No, how'd you look at it?
That is not how I looked at it. You want to finish your point before you go to the next slide? Do you want to finish your point about that?
Oh no, I was just it was just massive news. That's really all I was gonna get. I don't really follow the WWE like that,
No, and I don't, and either do I. It's all scripted. It's scripted television. I don't care. I get it can go away for all I care. My point was Netflix is getting into live sports. Right? It happens to be that. Fine, whatever. I don't care. But Netflix is getting into live sports now. They've said they wanted to get into live sports. I believe you and I've talked about them wanting to get into live sports. Now it happens to be scripted fake wrestling. Fine, whatever. But they're getting into live. It's going to be live sports, right?
Well, especially with Amazon pulling that deal with Bally's, right?
Yeah, and with troubles that ESPN could be having.
Yep.
Right. So now this is not because before, you want live sports, we got to go to ESPN, right? But now, Amazon is doing NFL. Amazon is doing the Bally stuff. And we got this over here. Now we got Netflix doing live sports. So ESPN should be worried because there could be stuff that ends up going to Netflix live as opposed to ESPN. Maybe the next round of negotiations, the NFL moves something to Netflix. Because they already did that experiment with the Paramount Plus we talked about last week, right? So maybe they put a game on Netflix next year, and not on ESPN, or maybe they take something from ESPN and move it on to when the contract is up. So I think ESPN should be worried. That was my take.
I gotta be honest with you, I actually wasn't even thinking about it that way, but that's huge. I was just thinking about the fact that they're going on to a streaming service, right? Like the fact that. Now, in order to watch this, you're going to have to subscribe to Netflix, just like some of the other things that we've talked about. Now, most people have Netflix that are probably going to be interested in this anyway. Well, maybe not. That might be a bad statement. But I know that with a lot of the cell phone plans and stuff that are out there today, Netflix is usually included, or one of the other streaming services is included. It's been around a while now, right?
But it's another streaming service.
It's
another streaming service doing live television, live sports.
And so Netflix has done things in the past where they have launched a movie as a release at like a certain time and things like that, but not live, right? Nothing's ever been live.
Nope. They may have done a Haven't they done a concert? They may have done a concert or something too, I think. And they might have. Somebody can fact check me. They may have. I can't remember. They may have done a live concert or something, and again, in conjunction with a movie or some other sort of event. But they've never done a live sporting event. This is their first live sporting event. So
they got the game stuff. Now they got live sports.
Yeah.
Well, they might have a little bit of a problem on their hand.
Oh, maybe.
Because there was a bad side to this as well. I don't mean to laugh at the incident. I meant to laugh because of the transition. Go ahead. You were going to say something.
I was going to say, didn't this happen before, like years ago, and didn't he leave? Like, I didn't even know he was back till
I thought. Yeah.
I thought he was gone and his daughter was taken over. I didn't even know he was back. Again, I don't follow the scripted stuff. I don't follow it. So I'd have to go to a buddy who knows this. Maybe I'll ask him tomorrow. But I thought he was gone. So the fact that whatever this is.
There's a lot of text messages that are out. I was reading through some of them. Some of them are kind of disturbing. The other individual involved seemed to have known what was going on, but didn't get a payment, and so now this came to light. I don't really know a lot about the situation other than you have this massive news day, and then it was like the next day this bombshell drops, right? So I don't know. You follow the money, I think, in a lot of these situations. It's just, I don't know.
Yep.
Is it going to turn people away from it? Think about what it is. Think about the type of people that watch it. You have a lot of young kids. Are they going to know what this is? Is that going to matter that they're not watching, this wrestler over here? This guy's old. They don't know who he is.
Nope.
Nope. Now they got to get Netflix.
Now they got to get that, and now they're going to have to get. They probably already have it. You're right, but if not, it's all good. Yeah,
well,
who knows, right?
Not a good story. But what is a good story, Jeff, is the post of the week.
Yes.
The post of the week this week is something we've actually shared before. This is 11,624 people packed into an indoor arena to watch.
Go ahead, say
Volleyball. College volleyball.
College volleyball, not even professional volleyball. Not that beach nonsense.
Yeah,
where the guys are wearing shirts and long pants and gloves and this and that, and the girls are in little skimpy little bikinis. Yeah, this is indoor, regular, real volleyball.
Awesome
your daughter will be going. This is stuff. Did you show this to your daughter? This is stuff that she's going to be going to.
Oh, she has been showing me some stuff. All right. She has been showing me some things.
Oh, I have to find the drunk girl videos from University of North Carolina and send those to you.
Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Good post. Good to see the support.
I'll do it in September, and I go, do you see Riley in these pictures? Do you see Riley in these videos?
She better not. She knows what's good for her. I'll give you another story here, Jeff. Our first Did You Hear About? This one is a big one up your way, isn't it?
Yeah. So Riley's going to university, right? Zach may go to university. Zach may play football at university. You're going to say no, he's not, but let's say he does. Then he's hypothetical. Then he could go to college. He could play for, he could play for the Tar Heels. He could then be invited as a senior to one of the senior, the Shrine or the East West, depending on what. If it was underclassmen now, they can be invited. And he could get drafted into the National Football League. That's the way it's done. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's always been done. You play, your peewee, you play your whatever, you play in high school. Maybe you don't even do that. Maybe you did your first experiences in high school. Then you go and you play college, some sort of college sport. And then doesn't have to be football because, Brandon Aubrey, he played soccer in college, went to Toronto, played the soccer, switched to the football, to the other football. And, now he's a Pro Bowler. This guy did not play in college. In high school, his father, who was his best friend and his mentor, passed away. And, and just like, if you passed away, Zach would be crushed. He was crushed, just crushed, and stopped playing sports. So he did eventually go to school, but he didn't want to play sports because that was the thing he shared and loved with his dad. So he wasn't playing sports. He was not, he had the mental issues. He had all sorts of stuff. His mother heard of the fan-controlled football league. Dez is big in that. Terrell. And so she went, you know what? This might shake him up a little. Get him excited about the sports again. So reluctantly, he went in, did really well. Somebody watching it happened to be affiliated with the Toronto Argonauts of the CFL, the Canadian Football League, and said, you really got to take a look at this kid. And they're like, what? What school did he go to? What school did he play at? He didn't. Oh, give me a break. All right. What did he fan control? What? Terrell Owens is nonsense? Give me a break. You know what? We got the Grey Cup. We're focused on the Grey Cup. Bugger off. They came. They won the Grey Cup. They sat back down. He found his sticky note and goes, all right, show me some film. Show me some film on this kid. Kid played great. And they're like, oh, you know what? Oh, this kid's actually not too bad. All right, fine. Bring him in. What is he? Cornerback? Hey, cornerback coach. Here's your rookie. What? Oh, he didn't play in college. No, I did that fan control thing. Terrell's thing. Yeah, I know. So the cornerback guy wanted nothing to do with him. Zero to do with him. He hates rookies. Wanted nothing to do with this kid. Throws him out on the field. Just destroys the practices. Again, because he was taught in high school and he had a foundation and he studied the game. He made the team. Not only did he make the team, led the team, was an all-star in Canada, and that's awesome. That was last year. That was just last year, 2023. Like the season just ended like 3 months ago. So because he's never the way it works out, he was invited to Thursday's East-West game. Even though he's still under contract with the Argonauts, they released him of that, letting him go and try. So he could be
because he had a year as a professional.
He does, but they're waiving the rules.
That's the stipulation.
Yeah, and they're changing the rules to allow him to be able to do this and then thus get drafted.
Did he get scouted or did he sign with the college team or did he quit in high school?
He quit in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he went to college.
I heard about his dad, and I heard that he was like crushed and went south, and his mom got him back into it. But I didn't know if he was already at college.
No. So Thursday, So from the reports I've been reading, now you guys have never heard of this guy. You guys are going to hear about this kid starting next week.
Well, I mean, how can you not like the story?
And from the reports, I think, do you have the video I sent you? No, I should have asked you in the pre-show. Sorry, there's a video floating around. He's just tearing it up. From what I hear, from the reports I'm hearing, he's just killing it down there. So I have him going. I could see him going day 2. I don't think he's going to go day 1. I could see him maybe going day 2. But we'll just see how the rest of the week goes in practice and how he does on Thursday night.
Well,
but
good luck. Good luck, Qantas Stickers.
When everyone's talking about it, you can go, that's the guy that, because again, we talk about stuff and then the days in the future, you guys hear about
wait till tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow's huge news.
Yep.
Yes, sir. So anyways, it's good news. Yeah, we knew a lot of it because, he was up on a lot of the Canadian news outlets.
I looked into it, obviously, because you sent it to me, but I honestly didn't know about it had you not sent it to me. So good call by you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I sent you this because you don't follow soccer at all, but big news.
I think my response was who?
Yeah. Big news out of Liverpool is that Jurgen Klopp is going to be stepping aside at the end of the season as the manager. He has been the manager of Liverpool since 2015. Now, Liverpool is the winningest club in English soccer. They have 6 UEFA Champions Cups. He won them. He led the team to the 6th one in 2016, 2019. And he also went to the finals in 2018 and 22. So the Champions Cup is huge, Jeff, because it's like the next league outside of your league. Like there's another tournament that goes on, right? Like you have your standard like league play, and then there's like this massive tournament for all the winning clubs. And the club that wins that, it's a pretty big deal. So they've won it 6 times. He led them to their 6th. So he's stepping away. He says that he's not going to do anything in English soccer. He's not going to do anything for the country for at least one. The one thing he said was for the year, he's never going to coach English soccer again. Now, he's not English. He's German. And he spent most of his playing career in Germany. So he has no ties to England other than this job. But he said that he's not going to coach for another English club. When we went to this stadium, when we went to England, we did the tour around the stadium. We got to see all the behind the scenes stuff. And there's like a whole part of the tour where they just talk about him and his impact on the team. And oh my gosh. So I learned a lot about him while we were there. But this is big news in the soccer world. He's regarded as one of the best coaches in the world. So there you go. That is cool. That is the news in soccer land.
Well, there you go.
Something that is pretty important to you is your sports and the ability to bet on those sports.
Yeah.
And Barstool has wanted to get into this for a while. They thought they were close, they weren't, but now it sounds like they might be real close, right? You're gonna be taking all your parlays and what do you like to bet on the most? See you, Bruce.
Good night, Bruce. Thanks for playing this afternoon. We'll play a bit tomorrow, maybe. See.
Do you like the coin toss? Is that like red and black in roulette?
Yeah. So Barstool, they were pretty big, and then they wanted to get a betting, so then they were bought out by Penn, and that didn't quite materialize the way they had envisioned, and there were various reasons for that. Fine. So eventually, we all know, we've documented Portnoy buying it back for $1 and blah, blah, blah. Well, he was under a non-compete, which expires the day after the Super Bowl. So he's now in negotiations with DraftKings to, just like everybody else, right? Yeah. We're watching the game, and then they go to a commercial, and it's FanDuel this and DraftKings that, and ESPN's got their ESPN Bet I've seen ads for now, and everything else, right? So
hey, I was watching the news tonight in between games, and they were talking about North Carolina. Where legalized sports betting comes March 1st.
Oh, there
and
you go.
So you're not going to be able to do it for the Super Bowl. But what's the biggest thing that happens in March every year, Jeff?
I think there's a tournament of some sort.
Exactly. Right. So it's going to be just in time. And you think about it this way, this area is considered like a very important piece of college basketball, right? You have UNC, you have Duke, you've got Wake Forest, you've got NC State, those 4 schools are all within a very short driving distance of each other. That's a lot of talent that's come through those 4 schools. So the fact that North Carolina, the people that live in North Carolina are going to get to bet before March Madness, it's a pretty big deal here.
I bet
they're talking about. So
yeah, and this was better for Barstool because before they were owned by Penn, and so then Penn had to try to get into each state. Now they're just tied with DraftKings. DraftKings does all the work. They just use code Barstool or whatever it's going to be, and you get $5 off, or you get this, or you get that, or you get the other, just like everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yep.
Man, betting scares me. Here's a big one for you. Are you a big Jon Stewart guy?
I am a big Jon Stewart guy.
Well, you're going to get to watch him on Monday nights back on The Daily Show. Long-serving host of The Daily Show. Left. Do you remember the year he left? Was it 2015?
I want to say 2019.
2019?
I want to say that.
A really long time.
but maybe not. Maybe 19, 20, 21, 22, 20, 18? I don't know.
I think they went with a couple of guest hosts for a while before Trevor Noah took over, and I don't know how long Trevor Noah's been doing it. I feel like he's been doing it for a while though.
He was doing it all through the pandemic. So I thought he started in
absolutely.
I thought he started in 19, but maybe not.
All right, maybe it was
I don't know.
as long as I think. But anyway, he's coming back. So Monday nights through the rest of 24. And why do you think this is?
Well, so I don't even know where I watched the Daily Show anymore. It used to be on, and I don't know what
Comedy
it's on.
Central.
Is it on Comedy Central still in the U.S.?
It used to be on Comedy Central, I thought, when I was
and we have a comedy channel here, and that's what used to air it, and that's where I used to watch him, and I used to watch Trevor. And now it might be on Paramount now. Maybe it's on Paramount. I don't even know where I don't even know where I watch it. And I think they had to do something because they were just kind of having different hosts. They didn't have a permanent host. Mm-hmm. And I think the ratings suffered. And I think, and if they're not on Comedy Central, if they're on another streaming service or something now. So I think this is their way to kind of shake it up a little. And yes, he's doing 1 day a week now, but I bet you come September, he will do more as it gets closer to the election.
There will be other things, I'm sure, to do. And that's where I was going when I asked you the question is, he's got a certain take on things, just like some other figureheads of media. And this is going to happen all year long, leading up to election time. That's why it's only through the end of 24, right?
Yeah. I just thought it was till the election. I didn't even think it was going to be after that.
Yeah, it says throughout 24. So, I mean, I guess it's an open-ended contract at the end. Like, we want you at least until the election, but we'll see what craziness happens after.
Yeah, that could be. If there's no craziness, then he may just go, okay, I'm done. But if there's craziness, then he may kick around.
There's going to be craziness. This is going to be stupid here, Jeff. It's going to be absolutely stupid.
He has his show on Apple TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, he has a show on Apple TV. The Problem with Jon Stewart, or something like that. The Problem with Jon Stewart, The Problem Child of Jon Stewart. I don't know. Problem something with Jon Stewart. And I don't have the Apple, but it does show up on. Clips would show up on the YouTubes, so I would watch a few of the clips on the YouTubes. And there was that I guess the most famous clip that made it. There was a U.S. senator, congressman, I don't know, one of your U.S. guys, one of your U.S. politicians, and John just ripped him a new one about guns or something. And the guy was trying to defend it, and John just ripped them apart because he was trying to say guns are good, and John's like, but and I think maybe lesbians are bad or trans people are bad or something. But again, there's been nobody killed by trans people, but every day there's people shot by guns. And so John just literally blew the guy apart. So that was, I think, last year.
Don't tell Nashville that.
So yeah. So anyways, I don't know where I'll watch it. I'll probably see clips on YouTube, and that's probably where I'll watch it. Dug up. I think I have seen a few Daily Show clips that come through, but I don't watch them. So therefore YouTube doesn't keep recommending them to me. Like it does the Kimmels and the not the Fallons, the Seths that I watch. Right?
Seth.
Yep. So, and John Oliver, of course. So, yeah. I'll see the clip. So I probably won't watch it Monday. It'd probably be Tuesday when I watch it, because that's probably when it'll. Oh, then again, who knows? The other ones all air the same evening, so maybe this will air the same evening. Who knows?
Come watch him right after John Oliver.
Maybe.
You always talk about how crazy our country is. I don't think there's anything crazy about our country. I just think that we have crazy people, and there's crazy people everywhere. People will always do something to get a buck.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson & Johnson is going to have to pay $700 million to settle investigations as to whether talc was used in their baby powder. Guess somebody had a reaction to this, led to a big investigation. This is like hush money to Johnson & Johnson, right? They just paid Aaron Rodgers like $80 million to sit with his knee all busted up this year. Is Johnson's a big brand for you all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is it? I mean, I guess it's an international brand.
Yep. Fun fact: Kleenex. You know Kleenex brand. Kleenex.
We've
brand.
talked about this before. You told me it's not called Kleenex there, right?
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I said everybody calls it Kleenex, but that's not what they are. What do you blow your nose with?
Tissues.
Facial tissues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kleenex, everyone says, because it's just become, right? Just like Google has become.
You can't buy Kleenex in Canada?
Not anymore. They're going away. Whatever they stop shipping to Canada, whatever is in the pipeline that's it. Once it runs out, it runs out.
Story one time. It's coming back to me. I have a very short memory.
Yeah, but it's very good. Very good. Just really short.
I blame my wife.
Yeah.
Beating.
So so Kleenex brand. There's Scott's and there's others, and so they're loving that, and so this falls. Anyways, so your country likes to sue apparently.
Yeah. You sent this to me too. This was pretty funny. I guess the summer drinks that Starbucks put out last year didn't have enough real fruit like they advertised, and so someone is saying that they have falsely advertised these summer drinks,
apparently
trying to catch a payday. And then there was also this one that came in that a woman is suing Kraft mac and cheese because they say that it's ready in 3.5 minutes on the box, but they did not account for having to open the box and the cheese pack.
That is correct.
Like, I think about things sometimes, and I'm like if you were to get angry in a situation, I'm gonna sue you for that. And then you really stop and thinking about it, and you're like, what am I suing for? There are people that will really just kind of grab at anything to start. And what's scary is that sometimes those things win.
Or they just pay them off to shut them up, which is really all they want. Make it go away.
Either way, you're getting a payday.
$1 million. We'll give you $500,000. We'll give $1 million to make just make this go away.
Just leave us alone.
Otherwise, we'll drag it out for 30 years. Right. So. Yeah, we don't have these frivolous lawsuits in Canada, thankfully.
Are they not allowed, or people just don't bring them?
People, both.
Okay.
All it takes is one judge to say, "You're stupid, and I'm holding you in contempt for even bringing this, and I'm having the lawyer investigated, and it will stop." But they will not do that. So I'd be a horrible U.S. judge because I'd be yelling and screaming at everybody.
You have to wonder too, like what the lawyers for both of these groups say at first. Like as soon as the Kraft mac and cheese people hear that they're being sued because it says 3.5 minutes, do you not look at like little Timmy that wrote the instructions, and you're like, Timmy, I thought I told you to proofread this and like check it. Like, why didn't you validate this, man?
People just they don't want to work. They just want to sit around in Discord all day, just chatting and gaming. They don't want to work. And so that any way they can try to earn money, they're going to do that.
I'm down.
I
wish I could fly my drone all day and make money. Oh.
Whatever you do.
If I get my license.
Whatever you do, don't ask Ray about his drone.
Oh, no. Did Ray get a drone?
Maybe.
Oh, man. I got to find out about the drone.
Don't ask Ray about the drone. Whatever you do.
All right.
Whatever
I won't ask Ray. I'll find another way. That rhymed. I'm Dr. Seuss. Hey, I know that you're not playing it, but Pow World. It's all over the news, right? Like, there's a lot of news about Pow World right now. Servers overloaded, 9 million people. Like, crazy numbers. There's 94% positive reviews on Steam with over like 100,000 reviews or something like that. I saw. Crazy, right? The legal team for Pokemon came out this week and said that they're going to do, full-on investigation into everything, make sure there was no infringement upon the characters or their intellectual property, right? You know a lot about intellectual property.
I do, unfortunately.
My question to you before I get to what this says here is when you're looking at intellectual property, The fact that this game has been out for 4 weeks now, wouldn't this have gotten on the radar in the beginning? Like, wouldn't somebody have seen like the ESRB rating or somebody knew about this game, right?
Probably.
The process for that's probably already started, even though they're just now addressing it.
I think the press release said, yeah, we know, we hear, yeah, we're looking into it. Basically just telling people we know about it. Nintendo acts very quickly. Mm-hmm. Like if you were to take, let's just hypothetically say there was a game coming out on Friday, and let's say on Wednesday you downloaded an illegal ROM for that game, and then you used an emulator on your Windows 11 computer to play it, even though you tell people you had they told you it was okay to do this. You had their permission. And then the stream gets shut down, and then you do it again, it gets shut down, then your whole channel gets shut down. They're very fast. So if there was some issue with this, it would have been stopped dead in the water, probably even before it hit Steam. And don't forget, it's on Game Pass. Wouldn't have made it to Game Pass. So my question.
I have a feeling more stuff has already been talked about with it than has been led on, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What were you going to ask? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I was going to say, no, my question to you was, yes, it sold 9 million and there was billions of people playing it. How many people are still playing it? I know, because I know you can go into Steam and you can see how many people are playing it. Like the other night on my stream, Paul looked up and said Unshrouded, there was like 60 some odd thousand people playing on. That's just on Steam. Now I know this is on multiple platforms, and Steam is the only one we can report on. Right, some concurrent users, but that's what we got. That's our benchmark, right? They said the one day they had 900,000 current people and stuff. Now's a bad time because it's 11 o'clock on a Sunday night. This is a bad time to look. But it would have been to track the numbers throughout the weekend. Did the numbers go up? Ms. Tracy, big fan of the program, and Retro Rewind and everything else. She's been playing it hardcore.
Yeah, it looks like it's been. I'm looking at it right now. I've got that chart for the past week.
Okay.
It started off on Monday at 918,000 people playing. Its peak was 2.1 million people playing, and today at 3:00 UTC, it was 1 million people.
That's what Purple Haze just put. 1 minute ago, over 1 million people playing it. Okay, cool.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, 1,069,000. That's what I just saw.
There you go. Yep,
yeah,
there you go.
So, and again, that's Steam numbers, right? So we don't know about Game Pass. I've been playing through Game Pass, so
correct. But that doesn't count when they say 9 million copies sold. You didn't buy it. You didn't pay them. Right? That doesn't count.
No, Game Pass number doesn't count. I don't believe.
Right. No,
that's
but
just
someone like Miss Tracy, who may have bought it on Xbox. Now, I don't know if she bought it on Xbox.
That's true. I guess I didn't think about that. Buying it.
Right. I don't know how she acquired the game. Whether she got a code, whether she's paid it on Xbox. And Steam is the only one we have the numbers. So that's why I was just wondering, right? So I was just kind of wondering, what did it have? Did it go like this and then like a lot of other games, or is it still got momentum? Again, I haven't been following that game, and I don't know how many are playing Enshrouded right now either. Well, right, and I haven't been tracking that either. So,
to your point about Nintendo acting fast on things, right? This quote in here is from former Pokemon legal chief that says, it looks like the usual rip-off nonsense that he would see 1,000 times a year. He's surprised it got this far. Well, it's gotten pretty far. I mean, millions of people are playing it. So, kudos to that team over there. It's a lot of fun. I said last week, I really like the Pokemon thing. I like the catching and all that. I just feel really bad because I don't know that it's exactly a positive game, Jeff. Like, you capture these poor creatures, you can feed them to each other, you can tell them to work and work your base for you. Like, it's just, I don't know, man.
Maybe that's why I like Enshrouded better, because it's just you and the world, you versus the world. You got your quests, you go and it's just you versus the world. There's bad guys, there's bad animals, there's all sorts of weird creatures and weird plants that attack you. Maybe that's why I like Enshrouded better. Maybe it's just a simpler game. Maybe this game just was too complicated because you got to go and you got to fight them and you got to do this. You got to bring them back.
I constantly throw out balls when I don't mean to. So
see, maybe that's why
what you're saying there.
Maybe that's why I never got sort of into the game, because it's more, and Shrouded is just kind of like it's kind of like Kind of like Lego Fortnite.
I like
It's
the
kind of
look
like
of
Lego
Enshrouded
Fortnite.
as well. Don't get me wrong. Hey, I wouldn't be playing this if it wasn't on Game Pass. So because I wouldn't have bought it right now.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
if Enshrouded was on Game Pass, I'd be playing it.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey, I threw this one over to you. Obviously, former Redskins fan, not Commanders fan. That 2013 Washington coaching staff that Mike Shanahan had Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, Mike McDaniel, who are all head coaches, Raheem Morris, who just got the Atlanta Falcons head coaching job, and Bobby Slowick, who is the Texans offensive coordinator right now, who is actually in the running for the last two jobs that are open, but from what I've heard, he's probably on the outside looking in. So of those 6, 5 of them are now head coaches in the NFL, and that team I think was like 6-11. How does that happen?
Can only do with what talent you have, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy, and all of them. I mean, Raheem Morris will just have his first year coming up, right? But the other 4 all made the playoffs this year. So crazy to think about the youth and how it builds. And so for anybody out there that thinks that they're just waiting on their opportunity, you might get it. You might. Talked a little bit about AI earlier. This story here, Taylor Swift considering legal action about a lot of the fake AI pictures that are being put out on the internet with her included. I mean, she's a big brand, right? You think Nintendo, you think Disney, Taylor Swift right there. Like she's probably got that power. There's been a lot of things with the voices and with videos that we've seen from the AI, right?
Joe Rogan thing, and
people are starting to make software to be able to detect, or I mean, not starting to make. It's been out for a while, but you're starting to see more push on like AI detection to make sure that it's real, things like that.
YouTube's got their new rules around AI. You've got to disclose it. If you don't, they'll shut you down.
How would that work if I was to make an AI picture and put it onto something and be paid for it, but it not my intellectual property? I'm not Taylor Swift, right? Like I told the AI to make the Taylor Swift picture. I get paid for it, but it's really like her. Does that matter?
Legally, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was to draw a painting or paint a painting of Taylor Swift, and sell it, that would not, though, because I'm the artist.
Well, see, that falls under artistic liberty, and there's different rules around that. Yes.
So, is there anything?
But you would get in trouble if no. They'll probably try to argue that, but no, not if it's not
right.
especially.
Right.
But if you were,
that's why I ask, right? Because it's not you doing it; it's something else doing it with your thought.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Sue,
it's an interesting take. Did you see her trademark red lipstick today all over Travis Kelce?
I did not.
She was hanging all over him, boy.
I did not. I was too busy yelling
putting it on for the cameras.
Again, Lamar fumbled on the
Oh, we're not allowed to talk. We're not allowed to talk about Lamar. Hey, the GOAT, Purple Haze.
Sure.
The GOAT has passed the GOAT. The new GOAT has passed the old GOAT. No, I still think Kareem's the GOAT. But LeBron is now in his 20th All-Star game, passing the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most in NBA history. Jeff, he just had a 39-point, 20 rebound, 12 assist triple-double against the Warriors the other night at 39 years old. It's a freak of nature. It's ridiculous. So good. Jeff, that's it for today. That's our last one.
Woo!
I wish you were in a better mood. I wish the teams you were pulling for had won.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
You're a little down. This playoffs has not been going your way.
That's all right.
Well,
it's all good.
It is all good because right now is the time that we do our thing.
All right, say it.
All right, it's now time for 5 guesses.
All right, and it's my turn, so I'm going to hide that.
Sweet.
We are back, like we did 2 weeks ago. Family Feud style.
All right, I did
Family.
really good last time.
You did
do really good this time.
You did, but I think I let you think. I think I let you think too long. So,
Oh, damn it!
Are you ready?
All right, I'll try.
Okay. I wonder if I can do this. I'm just trying to get. I'm trying to be able to look at you and look at the questions at the same time. Okay.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, that's not going to work. You ready?
I'm ready.
Name a country with a lot of land.
Name a country with a lot of land.
Yeah.
Russia.
Okay. Oh, I didn't bring my piece of paper. Shit. Left my.
Okay.
How long does a typical New Year's resolution last?
2 weeks.
Name something that you'd hate to find swimming around in your bathtub.
A snake.
Okay. How many pages is the longest book you've ever read?
About 300.
If you ask a person from Texas, what might they say is their favorite genre of music?
Country western.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the top here.
Those were the one about the New Year's resolution. There's a wide range of answers there, man.
I'm not sure your answer's on the list. You may be getting a goose egg.
Yeah,
on that
right.
one.
Like
You may be getting a goose egg on that one.
That was
all right. Which country has a lot of? Do you want to write the numbers down? Because I forgot my piece of paper.
Sure, I got you.
Let's see.
A little pad of paper.
You got your little pad there. You can jot the numbers down. I took the
All right,
piece
let's
of paper
do it.
for notes. All right. You said Russia, country with a lot of land. You said that?
Yeah.
That is the number one answer with 31.
31. Okay.
How long does a typical New Year's resolution? You said 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So the number one answer was 1 month.
Mm.
Then you had a week, 10 days, a year, 3 months, 2 months, 20 days / 3 weeks, and forever.
Okay, so I got a 0.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Name something you hate to find in your bathtub, and you said
Snake.
snake is the number 2 answer with 22. The number 1 answer was rat or mouse.
Ugh.
Followed by cockroach, spider, lizard,
Depends on where you live.
dog, alligator, and fish.
Don't want to find a dog in my bathtub.
How many pages is the longest book you've ever read? And you said
300.
that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 answer with 10 people.
Ouch. Okay.
Number 1 was 250, followed closely behind by 1,100, 500, and 2,000 both had 15. You're at 10, 200, 10, and 50 round out.
Man.
If you ask a person from Texas what they say is their favorite genre of music, you said country. You said country?
Country western, yeah.
Yeah. That is the number 1 answer with 51 pointages, followed by rock and roll, Mexican Tex-Mex, rap, pop, gospel, patriotic / national anthem.
That's a grand total of 114, Jeff. Grand total of 114. I'm telling you, y'all didn't take me on Family Feud, man. This is my favorite game show for a reason. Oh,
yeah, you were
man.
worried after that goose egg.
I'm telling you, that question kind of stumped me afterwards because as you were asking me the next questions, I was like, wait a second. Like my first thought in my head was a month. And I was like, no, that's way too long. Nobody does a New Year's resolution for a month. And then I thought like a day, and I was like, that'd just be a funny, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I went with mid. I went with 2 weeks, right in the middle.
Yeah.
And got 0.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
A month was the number one answer. 41 said a month. 30 said a week.
2 number ones and a number 2. I'll take it. I will take it.
Mm-hmm. I sorry to disappoint Jim. He was hoping. What was he hoping? What was he hoping? He was hoping.
Barefoot pancakes in the driveway again.
He's hoping the 5 guesses are about the largest post-Soviet era successor nations. And I said, that is a great question.
Oh.
I said,
I would not know that.
But I said, but on his streams, he does a lot of Russian stuff. I don't want to steal his Russian topic and content from his stream, bring it over here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I said I could, but that's your show's topics. I don't steal. And he says, I appreciate that. He also said I could save that for a future show.
For another show.
Yeah, but I will not.
I
can't say that. I cannot say I cannot say that.
Start studying.
I cannot say that I would say I won't save that for a future show because a future show may involve him.
It's true. It's true. We might be going to episode 50 next week, but I haven't been here for all 50. So how many have I missed? Like 4?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I missed 4.
Yeah. So So again, he may do a show in the future, and I just may pull that out of the proverbial buttocks, as they say.
That works.
So I don't know the answers. I don't know the answer to the question.
Every answer I give will be goddamn Jim.
He also wanted to make sure. He goes, "Are you and Ryzak covering gaming layoffs at Microsoft, Pokemon, and Pokemon versus Pal World, or both on Sunday?" And I assured him we were, although he's not here. But that's okay.
That's right.
We'll watch the VOD.
That's
He'll catch
right.
it later.
He knew where we were going. So You've got American Trucking Simulator coming up this week. You've got some more Enshrouded and some more Prince of Persia.
Tomorrow night we are doing, at least tentatively, assuming Ray and SPG can join me. We are going to do Red Dead. Ooh. If they are not available, then I will be doing. If they are not, Called Arms. Because we did one last week, and on our second attempt, we failed both attempts, and that really upset Mr. Resin. So, fun fact: in Enshrouded, you have to do something and earn and collect resin. But they don't come from crows. So
that's right. I thought it was so funny because you were like, "I'm getting this tree resin," and Crow's like, "We don't need that stuff." And then like 2 minutes later, everybody's like, "We need tree resin." You should just listen to Jeff, man. Jeff was already on it.
Bruce, we needed a bunch tonight. Bruce went back to his solo world to collect.
That's awesome.
To collect the resin, and then we were off somewhere, and I'm like, "What are you doing, Crow?" And he's like, trees. I got to collect more resin." So every time we wander off, we end up collecting, which is why I want to do the mission to build the larger backpacks. Because we can only store 24 items, and by the time you stack, you
just got to upgrade your backpack, or do you have to make a different backpack?
You have to make a different backpack.
A different one, okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, we've got all and that's what we had to do is we had to go get the loom So we've now got the loom. We now need more ingredients. We got more ingredients. So it's very, it's very much like Lego. Like, I think this is why I like it, because it's so much. And I was very disappointed this week in the upgrade, the new release of Lego Fortnite. It didn't. The things the leakers told us that was probably going to be there didn't show up. That was my fault for listening to the leakers. So I think I like this because it closely more resembles Lego Fortnite, whereas Pow World does not.
I got
right?
you.
Right? Lego Fortnite, right? You go out, you collect stuff, you build your little, your little things, your crafting table and your loom and your this and your that. You collect stuff, you put them in, it makes it. This is exactly the same, except it's not Lego and it's a big, huge open world.
Yeah, Power World, we still go out and we get stuff and then we come back. But when we go to make it, the pals that we assign to the base will come and make the stuff for us like workers. So
yeah,
it's cool. Hey, I'm glad that there's options for everybody. That's one of the things that I think we were lacking for a while was different options of the same types of games. And now, especially this genre, the survival genre, I feel like we've kind of gotten flooded with some, because I had bought some during the Steam sale. I bought a game called Green Hell, which is like Sons of the Forest, but it's set in a jungle. And there's still Sons of the Forest, and then Lego Fortnite, and I mean, hell, even just Minecraft, right? So there's a lot that there is to offer right now.
I think unless somebody like Dude Games bought Sons of the Forest and we jumped in with him. We've done the story, we've done everything. We're not going to play that again because
that's why I was saying earlier. It's nice to have like that story. It's nice to have a different theme of what you're trying to do, because just a sandbox game where you just go and cut stuff down and craft and build a house and stuff. It's been done, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a story.
Now, we're not paying attention too much to the story, but there are things that are
still to do it, though.
There's things to do.
Get you through the game, right?
Correct. Yeah. I looked up how we had to get the larger backpack. Oh, well, you have to do this and that. Then you got to go do these challenges. All right, there's the challenge. So I did 2 of the 3. I just couldn't do the third one alone. I needed help.
Right.
So once the boys showed up, then we went and did it, and now we've got what we need. Now we can start Simply Pwned.
Oh no! Yeah, unfortunately, that was a botch.
You should have watched SPG. You should have.
Oh, man.
You should have watched, buddy.
You should have. Probably should have.
Should have watched. SPG, are you still up for Call to Arms tomorrow night? I think Ray may. I don't know if Ray will be, if he's still celebrating or not. So we'll have to see.
So no football next week, right, Jeff? We've got Chiefs, we've got 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, like
meaningful.
Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl's not
the whole episode is going to be all about the Pro Bowl.
We are going to check back in next week on our predictions that we did at the beginning of the year and grade ourselves, see how we did. So that'll be a good look back, and we'll get ready for the Super Bowl. Should be a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Bowl will still be on when we stream, Jeff. We're going to be streaming at the end of the Super Bowl.
Well, we're often Sunday night games are all usually on when we stream.
Yeah, but the Super Bowl starts at like 6.
Yeah. So we'll go on at 10. It'll be over by the time we show up.
So we'll be able to talk about it. Look, we're going to be the first to report it. We're going to be like Sports Center after the game. Look at us. Look at us.
Episode. Yeah. So to recap, Monday is going to be Call to Arms on Red Dead, confirmed by SPG.
Confirmed.
And then Wednesday, we're trucking. Friday, I don't know what I'm going to do Friday yet, because I'm at a point in both games that I can't do.
Yeah, but you just bought the book. Didn't it tell you what to do?
Anyways, we'll have to see. I may.
Oh, you don't think I don't watch your shit? Oh,
I may. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I move on to, because it's February, so maybe it's time for a new game. Maybe it'll time. Maybe it'll be time.
Before we went live, we were in the production meeting, and you were talking about how I don't ever watch anything, and I was like, "You wait, I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna pull it out of my ass one of these days."
There you go. There you go. Oh yeah, great. You watched a 1 minute. You watched a 38-second short today. Done. You were that view I got. Oh my God.
I am the real one, the one that you didn't buy. I mean, they didn't buy for you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or if I'm gonna move on to something else. So I think I
may or may not have bought the wrong book. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It was in Japanese.
Yeah. You mean like? Oh, it fell behind. Oh shit. You mean like this one? My Tomb Raider book in Japanese.
That's awesome. Did you frame that?
I did.
Or is it just in a sleeve?
No, it's framed.
I see. It's in a sleeve. I got you.
No, it's in a frame. Oh, it's in the. It's the book. It's not in the. Yeah. But it's in a frame that at some point I'm going to put up over here somewhere. Nice. But I may pick some other game. We'll have to see.
Okay.
Well, we'll have to see what Friday is going to live. So.
Picture book. They need more choose.
Back in the 80s, William, I used to read it for the articles. Back in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, in the 70s, you were reading ones and zeros. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, Sierra Rose. Hello, Sierra Rose. Trucking Wednesday. Trucking Wednesday. And there may be a doctor. There may be a doctor in the house for that. So that should be fun.
I might show up and be a lot lizard.
There you go. You could play Ray's game and maybe get his truck out of Hawk. Because he took out a loan.
He's
for
still
his
on
truck
that loan? Oh man. Oh.
So we don't know what happened to his truck. It may be sitting outside of his home in New World. Both have been repossessed. His home in New World and his
boot
truck
on it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. I'm like, Ray, do you want to boot it up and find out what happened? No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Okay. All right. So it'd be interesting to see what happened to poor Ray's truck. But
well, nothing
Tuesday
you and I were hoping for, Jeff.
Tuesday, Thursday,
I really
I'll
wanted to see Ravens Lions. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, well,
Guess it's not scripted after all.
Damn it.
Oh man, I hope everybody has a awesome week. It's gonna cool off a little bit. It's been warm this weekend, Jeff. It was up in the 70s.
Ray boot the game up and find out he's in debtor's prison. Yeah.
Oh, it's a different game.
Probably.
That's additional
Debtor's Prison Simulator, not Prison Simulator. Debtor's Prison Simulator.
Escape from Alcatraz.
Yeah. All right, folks. Have a good week. I will see you around the interwebs and the YouTubes and the wherever. If you guys need me, I'm in my Discord, sitting there by myself like a loser.
Stay up.
Good night. Oops.